Welcome to episode 115 of the Rise or Die podcast. Don't forget where you came from. What is the purpose of a wedding ring? It's kind of interesting. So if I take my wedding ring off and I'm looking at it, the first thought that I come to is the day that I got married. I got married in Naples, Florida, on the beach with my wife. And I remember her walking down the beach, coming towards me, and I was bawling my fucking eyes out. I was bawling my eyes out. I had turned 20 years old, 3 weeks before. I got married young. And to me, this symbolizes the commitment that I made to her. 50% of marriages end in divorce. They don't take this seriously. They forgot why they got married in the first place. They forgot the commitment they made to each other. Instead of in better and for worse, or for better and for worse, it's really, well, I think I'll like you today, but I'm not sure about tomorrow. It's really the mentality that we have, even if we're not willing to admit it. That's the mentality that the vast majority of society has. If it wasn't, we wouldn't have 50% divorce rates. Just ridiculous. Do you know how much pain and heartache goes throughout every family, every child? Literally 50% of the nation has felt the pain of a divorce, a lack of commitment. I was brought up as a little asshole. I had a chip on my shoulder. I was angry all the time. I was pissed off. I felt neglected. Wasn't physically abused. Wasn't abused in any way. My parents did the best that they could. My mom was the most loving mom in the world. But the only example I had of as a man, or for being a man, was my dad, who was doing his best. I love the guy to death. You'll never hear me say something bad about him. But he followed in the example of his dad to a certain extent. He had a very rough childhood. I did not. But I grew up with a dad that was absent emotionally, and frankly absent much of my life due to business travel. So I grew up angry, and I took it out on everybody. I took it out on everyone. And then when I finally found a girl, my wife Rachel, when I found someone that I thought I could finally be emotionally okay with, emotionally available, when I finally found the girl, I was emotionally stupid. I would latch on. I'd be protective to the point of just jealous. It was horrible. I don't know how we stayed in a relationship. We should not have made it. So when I look down at this ring, I think about the commitment that I made to my wife, but more importantly, in this case, the commitment she made to me. See, I remember where I came from. I was on the path towards divorce. I was on the path towards a life of pain and hurt and heartache, and continuing the pattern that 50% of men bring into the world. My parents are together. My parents did not get divorced. They almost did. A lot more than 50% of the children out there feel pain. It's not just divorce. It's an absent dad, emotionally unavailable dad. There's a lot of situations. So when I look back at this ring, and I realize where I came from, the path that I was on, to the man that I am now, I'm proud. Yesterday, I got this ring. You'll see it says Warrior. So as everyone knows, I've been in a program called Wake Up Warrior for 18, 19, 20 months, somewhere in there. Called 18 months. And this program is what saved my marriage. The program, The Warrior's Way, saved my life. It stopped me from taking a gun into my mouth and popping myself. It stopped me from treating my wife like shit. Headed towards divorce, towards more pain, towards more hurt, towards a very dysfunctional relationship. The Warrior's Way is what brought me into the man that I am today. So now I am a certified trainer with Wake Up Warrior. I get to wear this ring every single day, just like I do this ring, and I get to remember where I came from. And days where I forget where I came from, Those are the days that I fuck up the most. Those are the days that I talk less and less kindly to my wife. Those are the days where my ego comes back, where my anger comes back. You can't forget where you came from. You can't forget your origin story. You need symbols to recognize where you came from. This isn't just some little program that I went through. This ring symbolizes the 14-year-old me that went from having a belt around my neck, pulling as hard as I could, starting to see, black fuzzy spots all over, and my sister walking in on me as I tried to kill myself. I know, not the most fun episode here, but it's probably one of the most real and raw episodes I've ever shared. So as I look down at this ring, it symbolizes who I was, the 14-year-old that wanted to kill himself. The shitty husband, the shitty boyfriend. I don't know why she married me in the first place. She should have said no. This symbolizes the pain and the hurt that I've gone through. This symbolizes the 100K in debt that I've gone into. This symbolizes my business failures. It symbolizes who I was, but more importantly, now what I am today. I'm a leader, I'm a man, I'm a fucking warrior. And that may sound cheesy, and that's okay. I get shit from every episode. Bring it. But what I want you to consider is that we're all hiding pain. We're all hiding hurt. We're all hiding our past, our origin story. Where'd you come from? Are you rich and you came from jack shit? Great. Never forget who you are. Why? So that you continue to expand, so that you continue to have humility, so that you never forget why you grind, why you hustle, why you do the fucking work. These two rings are some of the most important symbols in my life. Number one, marrying my queen, Rachel. Number two, it's not about fucking company, Wake Up Warrior. They don't get shit for me talking about them. I'm not even plugging my own company, Built on the Warrior's Way. It's irrelevant. This symbolizes the man that I can be compared to the man who I was. Who I was 1 year ago was unrecognizable from who I am today. Who I am today is going to be unrecognizable from who I'm going to be in 1 year. But the only reason that I get up every morning, I'm running on about 3.5 hours of sleep right now. The reason that I get up every single morning and work my ass off, not just in business, but across body, being, balance, and business, is because I remember where I was, the pain that I went through, the hurt that I felt. I get up because I remember all of it, and the last thing in the world that I want you to experience is the same shit that I went through. Maybe you experienced far, far worse. In reality, I didn't have it all that bad. I grew up in a upper middle class family with a mom that loved me to death and a dad that was doing his best. But at the end of the day, I still didn't have an example of what it meant to be a man. I wasn't beaten. I wasn't sexually abused. I grew up in a middle class family that didn't have any leadership. So many people are so much worse off. But when I remember where I came from, I then look forward to all the lives that I'm going to impact, the lives that I can change. You never forget where you came from. I am blessed beyond belief to be wearing this wedding ring. I'm shocked I'm wearing this ring. I'm shocked that she's still wearing hers. My wife is an angel. And now I've started to become the man that she deserves. Don't forget where you came from. Think back to when you were 7 years old. What did you feel? You were, let's call it innocent at the time. Were you feeling pain? Were you feeling joy? Were you feeling love? Were you feeling abandonment? Use that as fuel when you wake up every single day. Use your origin story to fuel you and impact the lives of thousands. Yes, thousands, if not millions. This is just a real and raw episode. I'm not going to go through the usual spiel. It's just real and raw. Me being vulnerable, wanting to give you a glimpse of what I've been through, pain that I've felt, and where I'm headed, which is more important now. Stay humble, keep your humility, and fucking work. That's it for episode 115. Don't forget where you came from. If you find this valuable, give it a good review on iTunes. Follow on YouTube. That's it. Let's spread the Rise or Die movement. I'll talk to you tomorrow for episode 116.